Hi, my name is Peggy Hill, and we are going to be talking about the Brainstem respiratory centers, what it is, where it is located, and what the functions are. So it is an automatic, unconscious cycle of breathing controlled by 3 pairs of the respiratory centers. You have the pontine respiratory group, the ventral respiratory group, and the dorsal respiratory group. These are located in reticular formation in the medulla oblongata and in the pons. So here you have the pons and the medulla oblongata. You have one on each side of the brainstem, and both sides communicate with each other to make sure that the respiratory muscles contract symmetrically. To short form to remember what the groups do, so you have the pontine respiratory group, it can modify the rhythm. The ventral respiratory group is the primary generator of the rhythm, and the dorsal respiratory group adjusts the rhythm if needed. And we're going to go over here. Here's your pons, and we're going to start with the pontine respiratory group. It's the green little nucleo right here. Okay, so it is located on each side of the pons. It modifies the rhythm in the ventral respiratory group, and it receives input from the higher brain center. That would be the hypothalamus, the limbic system, and the cerebral cortex. So this tells the dorsal and the ventral respiratory group in the medulla what to do. The medulla delays the transition from inspiration to expiration, making each breath shorter, longer, and deeper. The pontine respiratory group also adapts the breathing to special circumstances if needing, like sleep, vocalization, emotional response, like crying, gasping, and laughing. So here you have your higher brain center, okay, sending the information down to the pontine respiratory group. And now the pontine respiratory group is going to tell the dorsals, so the DRG and the VRG, dorsal respiratory group, and the ventral respiratory group what to do. And we're going to start with the ventral respiratory group. This is the blue nucleus right here. It's the primary generator of the respiratory rhythm. It's an elongate nucleus in the medulla. It has 2 commingled webs of neurons. That would be the inspiratory neurons and the expiratory neurons. In quiet breathing, or apnea, the inspiratory neurons fire about 2 seconds at a time into the nerve signals in the integrating centers of the spinal cord. So the output from the spinal center travels, so that signal goes to the phrenic nerves to the diaphragm, and the other signal goes from the intercostal nerves to the intercostal muscles that make them contract, and it enlarges the thoracic cage that causes you to breathe in. So the inspiratory neurons get fired. The expiratory neurons fire, still inhibit from the inspiratory neurons, allowing the muscles to relax. So the relaxed expiration, so breathing out and relaxing, it takes it's about 3 seconds long. So the expiratory neurons wane. In that time, the inspiratory neurons start to resume. They fire, it repeats, and the respiratory rhythm is about 12 breaths per minute. Okay, all that information. So here the higher brain sends the information down to the pontine respiratory group. The PRG tells the ventral respiratory group, the VRG, go breathe. So this sends the information down to the spinal integrating center. The one signal goes down to the phrenic nerve to the diaphragm, right here, and the other nerve signal goes to the intercostal nerve, here to the muscle. This causes the contraction of the muscle, and the thoracic cage gets bigger, and you breathe in. Okay, the dorsal respiratory group, the DRG, processes information from multiple sources. It issues output to the VRG, so to the ventral, adjusting the respiratory system, respiratory rhythm if needed. So the dorsal respiratory group gets input from the higher brain centers involved in emotional, involuntary influences on the respiration from the pontine respiratory group. So if you're crying, gasping, laughing, the pontine tells the dolls how to do that, so now you know who to blame. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.